Here we have the ACER TC-1660 Desktop. Now, it's pretty rare that I start a video with the cover open on a computer, and in fact, it's pretty rare that I review desktops in general, but I kind of thought it'd be nice to toss a good old classic desktop PC y'all's way, and most importantly, kind of go over the insides of this thing to see if maybe classic desktop is for you. Anyway, let's dive in. So it's no secret that on this channel, I'm a pretty big fan of ACER products. They happen to be very reliable and very quick, just good bang for your buck overall. You can get them in most stores, Amazon, Newegg, Best Buy, Costco, all over the place. Anyway, ACER. This particular one is a desktop equipped with an Intel i5 processor. It has 512 gigabytes of NVMe solid state drive storage, and it's got a classic, spin this around, it's got a classic DVD drive still on the front. Just hit that little button, little tray pops out, snap your disk in, and for all of those people still needing DVDs and CD burning capabilities, which by the way, it is pretty damn rare, but there are still people that need it. Lawyers and accountants, attorneys, all these kinds of things a lot of people use. And yes, I know a lawyer and an attorney are roughly the same thing. That said, there are still people that need a DVD CD drive. It's rare, but they exist. This one has it. Anyway, this desktop, you'll notice when you crack the case open that you've got this nice little micro ATA motherboard. Now, for those that are looking to sort of like upgrade and do some DIY modding and stuff like that to this machine, you really only have two PCI slots. One of them can be dedicated for a graphics card, but ultimately the power supply in this computer is not strong enough to where you're going to be able to do any kind, like you're not gonna be able to get like a GeForce 3000 series. In this thing, it's just not gonna happen. And for that matter, not even really sure that it would fit. But while we're on the subject of power supplies, there is a fairly big issue with this particular computer, and that is, in fact, the power supply. ACER uses a proprietary power supply on this computer. It doesn't have a traditional like ATX connectivity on the motherboard. So what happens is if this power supply ever goes out, you are absolutely at ACER's mercy to get a warranty claim. I have also tried searching parts bins for similar power supplies, and unfortunately, none of them work. Now, we have literally sold hundreds of these machines, if not even closer to thousands of these things, and there is, we've only had one ever have a bad power supply, but nevertheless, bad power supplies are a thing, they're a possibility, and it is something to keep in mind. Now, just to kind of give people a rundown of the process there, one of our customers, their power supply went bad. We had to send the desktop to ACER. They replaced the power supply, sent it back. They required you to pay for the shipping to them, but everything else was covered under warranty. So all in, you were about 30 bucks getting this thing over to ACER for a new power supply. That is going to bother some people. Turnaround time was roughly about maybe about 1 to 2 weeks. So it wasn't too bad. It was decent. Anyway, point being though is that it is something that you got to keep in mind. That is something that is repairability on this thing with the power supply is a little bit annoying. That said though, this particular model does come with 2 RAM slots, so you can expand your RAM if you need. Expand your RAM, that's just fun to say. It does have a Wi-Fi card built in as well, which is a nice touch for a lot of people. And then of course this one does have NVMe solid state storage, which is, you can swap out the card for a bigger one if you have to later on down the line. The other cool thing about storage capabilities is that it does have 2 hard drive slots for it too, where you can either put these are the 3 1/4, but they can also fit additional solid state drives too, but they're SATA drives. So basically if you wanted to make this thing like a little media library or something like that, you have no problem putting in extra drives, and it's a nice little touch. ACER even included little screws right there for you too. So that's cool. You can use this thing as like a video server, PLEX, whatever it is, something like that. Very, very nice. All in all, this thing is very snappy. It's a quick machine. Input and output on the back is fairly standard. You've got the audio ports right here. You've got, can you even see this on camera? Yeah, you can kind of see it. I'm gonna get close up to this crap anyway. You've got 6 USB ports right there. Really, really awesome for expandability. A lot of people need it, but there is a little bit of a qualm. Only 2 of them are USB super speeds. Got a little cheap there, but nevertheless, if you're putting like a printer or like a printer or something that just doesn't need the high-speed power, you've got plenty of expandability there. Built-in Ethernet, and then where you plug it in, because this desktop doesn't run on solar energy, people. And then you get 2 HDMI ports, something that you will need to keep in mind, because if you have an old VGA monitor, or DVI or something like that, you will need to get an adapter. Not a problem for most people, and those things typically only run between $5 to $10 online. Again, as I said earlier, has a CD drive built in too. And just all in all, it's a very little quick, snappy machine. It responds very well, comes with Windows 10, can be upgraded to Windows 11 if you had to. Who is this computer for? Well, as far as price tag is concerned, this thing's about $550, and it is pretty damn well equipped, you know, for what you get. You can also find them a little bit cheaper. You can sometimes find them at about the $450 range. And I don't know, I think this would probably be for like nonprofits, just needing like a workhorse computer in the office. Maybe a business that just needs this thing sitting around doing like check-in, check-out, productivity, that kind of deal. Probably somebody that needs a PLEX server. You could also use this thing as sort of like a data backup server or machine in your house. You can just pop in a couple of extra hard drives. Again, somebody like an attorney or an accountant, something like that, would have probably pretty good use for this thing too, given that it's got the built-in CD drive. And again, it's peppy, it's quick, it's a good machine. Built-in wireless is a nice touch for modern offices as well. And if you're just somebody that needs a basic desktop tower at home, I don't think that you can go too wrong. I'm a really big fan of Acer products. They are nice, and I don't know, I just don't really have any complaints about this thing. The front of it too, you've got a USB-C port right there too, another USB super speed, a couple little audio jacks. It's just a good little loyal desktop tower. You don't see a lot of those these days anymore, except in like the gaming community. Most people don't buy towers, they buy either all-in-ones, laptops, something like that. But if you are considering the purchase of a traditional desktop tower, I don't think that you can go too wrong with the ACER TC-1660. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And we will be back with another video really soon.